assignment, which was on qualified claims. And I'm going to take you through a little bit of the science stuff related to genetic engineering, because it's kind of complicated, I think. All right, how many do we have? We have 16. I'm going to invite some people. Nayeli, I know, is here. Nathan, you remember, Nathan, you're going to be doing the Kahoot today. And Anjali, remember, if you see someone ask a question in the chat, Anjali, you're just going to tell me, right? You're just going to interrupt me. Don't worry if I'm talking. Just tell me if someone asked a question and just read the question out for me. And Michael, I think Michael is here. You're going to be doing some reading. Yeah, right here. Hi, Michael. And Bashar is going to... Hi, Bashar, are you here? You're going to explain a little bit maybe about qualified claim for everybody. So we can all be on the same page about that. All right, if you just come in, make sure you're writing present in the chat so Nayeli can get your name down. And I'm just going to invite a few people. Let's see if we can beat our record, which I think is 42. So that'd be nice if we can get it up there. And then we will start. And let's see. Judith. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, who's that?
Oh,
Hello.
I forgot the meeting.
Hi, who is that? Bashar?
Yeah.
Hi, Bashar, you're here. What's up?
Nothing much. I'm just getting paid to clean.
You're getting paid to clean?
Yeah, I'm cleaning up this huge garage and it's all messy. It's a lot of stuff.
You know, you guys should try and like pay to like shovel people's driveways and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, kids make a lot of money from
people
that.
Pay a lot of money for that stuff. Yeah.
Yesterday, two ladies called us to go shovel the snow for today and tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right? And you know, you just often they have a shovel, so you don't even have to bring it. You just need to like shovel. Be careful though, don't fall over, because you know it's going to get icy later. But yeah, I definitely recommend. People tip well for that stuff. Okay. All right, so how many do we have? We have 41. Beautiful. Someone just left. 40. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a minute. Okay, so today is Wednesday. We're going to be talking... Oh, no, it's the wrong one. You can see my screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right. So write down present in the chat if you haven't done so yet, so I know you're here. I'm going to go over the grades for these like live lessons because some of you weren't here on Monday, so that's just so I just want to go over that again. Then we're going to go right into the cartoons Kahoot, 10 questions, and see if any. I think so far we've had Nikoi has been a winner. Some Saita was a winner, and Antigone was a winner. So maybe we'll get a new winner today. That'd be cool. That'd be for extra credit. And then I just want to briefly talk about the Padlet from earlier in the week. Yes. And then I'm going to talk about qualified claims. This should read qualified claims. And go over today's assignment. Okay. All right. Any questions before we get started? All right. Good. Oh, beautiful. Angela, remember, if anyone asks a question, you're just going to let me know. Okay. So here's how I grade these lessons. Right. So if you come to every lesson, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you participate. Now, participate could mean speaking actually with your voice, or it could just be writing in the chat or doing the Kahoot quiz. All right, you're going to get a perfect 4. If you just come to the lessons and you just like sleep for the whole time, you're going to get a 3.5. If you only come to 2 lessons, that's a 3. And only come to 1 lesson, that's a 2. If you don't come to any lessons, that is an M. And it may be that I might call you to find out why you're not coming to my lesson. All right. And then if you want to get extra credit, There's two ways you can either win a game that we play, or you can volunteer to be my assistant during these live lessons. And remember, those roles change every week. We'll be choosing some new ones on Monday. Will we? I think we're only going to have one meeting next week. I haven't decided. We'll think about that later. All right, let's go and play the Kahoot. So today's Kahoot is on cartoon characters, cartoons. So I'm going to put the pin up in a minute. Remember, if you want to play, it's probably easier to do on your phone. You just go to kahoot.it and then put in the pin, and it's going to show up in a minute. Let me just change my share screen, and so you can see it. And Mike, sorry, Nathan is going to do the Kahoot for us.
Yep.
Thank you, Nathan. All right, so kahoot.it, and the pin is 1377132. 1377132. See if we can get a lot of people today. Remember, if you want to play and you can't do it on your phone or whatever, you can just write down your answer in the chat by just writing down the color which you think is correct for each question. So you could just put 1 red, 2 blue, whatever. All right. Okay, we've got 18. We'll wait a minute for other people to join, and then I'm going to get started. Everybody's written their name. Whoopty's not here. What? Whoopty's not here? Oh, Whoopty is here. Hi, Whoopty. One day I'm going to work out who you are, Whoopty.
I was wondering if next Kahoot we could do American literature.
I'll write it down, Nathan. I don't know how popular that will be, but I'll tell you what I got so far, right? I've got Pokemon. I've got TV or movies. What was that?
Can we do sports?
Sports, okay. Flags.
Yeah, let's do sports.
Sports, flags, cities, and songs. I can put down American literature.
Is that in order?
No, not in any order. We'll talk about it at the end of the lesson. See what one we want to do on Friday. All right, we got 27. Baby, you know it. I hope you win because I do not know who you are, but I like the name. Maybe you'll tell us if you win. Who else? Okay, so I know everyone else. Good. And Ray. Who is Ray? Do I have someone called Ray?
I'm Ray.
Who's Ray? Oh, okay. Now I understand. 28. Anyone else want to play?
Somebody said that they can't get in the Kahoot.
Oh, Zion? You can't get in the Kahoot? What's the problem, Zion? What's the problem, buddy? You want to tell me?
The pin isn't working.
The pin isn't working? 1377132? Should be.
I'm about to try it again.
Try it again. How do you do those little emojis, Jalen, in your name? That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that.
You could just search up their emojis on your phone.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Or you could copy and paste.
Or copy and paste. Okay. We'll just wait for Zion, see if he can get in, and then we'll start. All right, Zion's in. Good. Anyone else want to play?
How much is the extra credit?
This is for extra credit, yeah, if you win. So 10 questions, all on cartoons. Let us start. If you haven't come in yet, you can always join as we play because the Kahoot pin will be on the screen. All right, let's get started. Nathan, you there? You're going to read it out for us.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Nathan, take it away.
All right. Who are they? Red, Tom and Jerry. Yellow, Lilo and Stitch. Blue, Crockett and Tubbs. And green, none of the above.
I'm loving this already.
For real.
I was really tempted to do cartoons that I watched when I was a kid, but you would probably not know any of those, so you wouldn't.
I have never watched this.
I never watched this one either. All right, the answer is it Lilo or Lilo?
Lilo.
Lilo. Lilo and
Lilo.
Lilo. All right, everyone got that one right, apart from someone. Crockett and Tubbs was actually from a TV show. Okay, Saita and Ashley in the joint lead here. Remember, Saita, former winner right here. Okay, number 2. Nathan, take it away.
What cartoon is this? Red, SpongeBob, yellow, Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast, blue, The Simpsons, and green, Futurama.
I'm so glad I watched Netflix.
Oh.
Oh, coronavirus.
If you watch Netflix, there's a show called Unnatural Selection that Bashar was telling us about. Really good about the genetic engineering stuff. All right, I had never heard of this cartoon, Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast. Is it good?
It's a very good show.
It is? Okay. And that's on Netflix, apparently. All right, good. Beautiful. And Ash, Nikoi, former winner. Could he win twice? Let's see. Question 3,
Well,
Nathan.
who are they? Tom and Jerry, red, yellow, SpongeBob, blue, Powerpuff Girls, and green, Mr. Wick and Mr. Mullins.
Everyone knows who Mr. Mullins is?
I think it's Abigail teacher.
Government teacher?
Government teacher, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best teachers.
One of the best, yes, definitely. All right, everyone got this right. Tom and Jerry, yes, not Mr. Wick and Mr. Mullins. Nico is still in the lead. Will he win twice? Who knows? All right. Number 4, Nathan.
All right. What show is this? Wait, it's not loading for me. Red, The Simpsons. Blue, Family Guy. Yellow, American Dad, and green, South Park. Oh, I wasn't talking to you.
This was one of my favorite cartoons.
All right, I'll mute.
All right, yes, this is Family Guy. Hilarious. Nikoi still winning. Khalid in second, Ashley third. Question 5.
Who are they? Green, the Powerpuff Girls, blue, Family Guy, yellow, SpongeBob, and red, The Simpsons.
Wow. Really quick. Powerpuff Girls. Right, yes, that is the Powerpuff Girls. Nikoi is still in the lead. Can he hold on? Question 6.
Who is this? Red, Lewis Griffin, yellow, Stevie Griffin, blue, Stewie Stewart, and green, Peter Griffin.
That's not fair. Always doing.
It's not for real.
Gotta watch out for these quick ones, right? All right, 5 more seconds. I think we still have a couple people still to answer. 3, 2, 1. This is not Stewie Stewart. Stewie Griffin. Stewie Griffin. There's actually a teacher at school called Peter Griffin, interestingly enough. Okay. Nikoi, he's off the leaderboard. All right, Simone.
I'm supposed to be there.
Simone Topman is in the lead. Question 7.
What show is this?
Thank you.
Blue, Weekend, red, This One, yellow, Recess, and green, Out of School.
This is from the 1860 show.
How are we supposed to know this?
I think it was a live action version of it. I'm pretty sure I watched it.
All right, 5 more seconds. Couple people still to answer. Well, most of you got it right. It is Recess. Yeah, it is Recess. Okay, Simone still winning? No, Saita back in the lead. Former winner. Former winner. All right, question 8. Nathan,
Red, Good Times, yellow, The Flintstones, blue, The Jetsons, and green, Thomas the Tank Engine.
I have made a spelling mistake. I've just realized. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Anybody see my spelling mistake?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Flintstones.
yeah.
You forgot the T.
Jetstone, the
Forgot the
Jetstone.
T. Yeah, I forgot the T in Flintstones. Yes. All right, good. Saita still in the lead. Simone Kensley on the leaderboard. Whoopty in 4th. I'm so excited if Whoopty wins. Question 9. Who is it?
Who is this? A blue, Tom, green, Tweety Bird, yellow, Jerry, and red, Abid.
I messed up.
Yes, this is Tweety Bird.
Abid.
Tweety Bird.
Saita still in the lead. Can he hang on? Wow, he's good at this. Last question.
And the final question is, who are these characters? Red, Looney Tunes, yellow, blue, baby Looney Tunes, blue, red, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and green, the Beat Bugs.
Watch this be some trick question.
That's blue.
I can't believe what I clicked.
Obviously.
That one almost got me.
Yeah, you gotta read these questions. Not always right, not always best to answer really, really quickly. Although you do get more points for answering quickly. Yes, this is Baby Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes. All right,
Even a show.
Let's see who's won. 3rd place was Whoopty. Whoopty, one day we're gonna find out who you are. 2nd, Kensley, and in 1st place, Saita wins again. 2 wins for Saita. And Nico in 4th, Ray in 5th. Well played, everybody. Does anybody have a particular quiz that they want to play on Friday? Write it in the chat. Sports. So write it in the chat, and then I can see later what people want, okay? Let me just share my screen again, and we'll go over a few things. All right. So write down in the chat if you want a particular quiz. Simone, you were in 2nd, yeah. Okay, while you're doing that, I just want to talk about a couple of things. So if you remember from, I think it was on Monday? Was it Monday? I can't remember. Assignment 3.3 was a Padlet, and it was to write down your claim about genetic engineering, all right? Let me show you what it looks like. A lot of you did it. A lot of you did really well. The problem is a lot of you did not write down your name, so I cannot grade this. So let me just show you what I mean. Where is it? Here. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now, right? Yes. So if you see my screen? So the ones which are pink, all right, are where people have done this, but they have not written down who they are. Okay, so what you need to do if you're in this meeting here is write me a private message in chat and claim one of these. Make sure it's you, right? Claim one of these as yours, because then you can get the grade for it, okay? Because otherwise I can't give you a grade because I don't know who you are. And if you've done this and you're colored in blue, these are ones I have graded, and I've also written a little comment about how you could improve your claim, all right? In a lot of cases, it's just by a little grammar thing. It's a suggestion I make, okay? So if you haven't done this yet, it doesn't take very long to do. We're just writing a claim about genetic engineering. Should babies be genetically modified? And but you have to make sure that you write down your name as the title, okay? Your full name as the title, because otherwise I can't grade you, all right? So that's that. Let me just stop sharing that again, and then we're going to talk about qualified claims. Okay, share my screen again. Okay. All right. So today's assignment was about something called a qualified claim. Okay, and there's actually one on the screen here. The school day should be longer, but only on Mondays. All right, that is a qualified claim. Now, if you remember from before, a claim is just a statement that you can argue and prove with evidence. Okay, and we've only really looked so far at kind of simple claims. So a simple claim is something like motorcyclists should be required by law to wear helmets. All right, and that means that your claim is that every motorcyclist should wear a helmet in all kinds of situations, all right? But sometimes you might want to make a claim where you want to be somewhere in between, right? And that's called making a qualified claim, right? So you're neither totally for or against an issue, but you're like somewhere in between. Okay. Michael, are you there?
Yeah.
Michael, can you read what's on the screen? Sorry, I forgot you were our reader. Can you read what's on the screen?
Motorcyclists should only be required by law to wear helmets if it is raining.
Okay, thank you. So that is a qualified claim. And the reason it's a qualified claim is it's not saying that motorcyclists should always be required by law to wear helmets, or motorcyclists should never be required by law to wear helmets. It's saying that in certain situations, they should be required by law to wear helmets. And the way you do that is by adding a word like only, and then adding maybe if. So motorcyclists should only be required by law to wear helmets if it's raining, which means that in certain situations, motorcyclists should have to wear helmets, for example, if it's raining, right? So it's a qualified claim because it's not saying it's totally for or totally against. It's saying that there's certain situations when you should wear a helmet, all right? Okay, let's look at some other examples. So should students be allowed cell phones in class? All right. Now, you might think to yourself, well, I don't think students should always have cell phones in class, but you might also think, I don't think students should never have cell phones in class. So you might want to be like in between. And so you'd make a qualified claim. You would say something like, students should only be allowed cell phones in class to help them with their work. All right. And that means that in certain situations, for example, if they're doing their work, it's okay for students to have cell phones. All right. So it's a somewhere in between situation. The example of graffiti. Okay. So, you might think that sometimes it's okay to have graffiti. Not always, but sometimes. Right. And there might be certain situations where you're okay with it. Graffiti should only be allowed if it does not lead to an increase in crime. Graffiti should not be allowed unless the local community agrees to it. So the way you make a qualified claim is by adding a word like only and then adding what your qualifier is. So adding the situation in which it should be allowed. So graffiti should only be allowed if, and then giving the situation in which it should be allowed. All right. So that's a qualified claim. Does that make sense?
Yes, because it's like setting limits.
Exactly. It's setting limits to what you think is allowed. All right. Thank you for that. Who was that who just spoke? Who was that?
Me, Melissa.
Oh, Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. All right. So what I want you to do in the chat is I've got a claim on the screen here. Students should be allowed to play video games. And what I want you to do in the chat is to write a qualified version of this claim. Okay, so in the chat, write a qualified version of the claim. Students should be allowed to play video games. How could you change that claim to make it a qualified claim? Just give you a couple of minutes to write in the chat. Remember, that's how I can see if you're participating in these lessons.
Can I say it out loud?
Yeah, but maybe wait a couple of minutes, Nathan. Let's just see if people writing a response first.
All right.
Okay, so Michael, good. Yep, Ashley, good. Yes, Saito, I like that a lot. You set the limit of on weekends only. Very good. Vida, students should be allowed to play video games only if they do their homework first. Good, right? You're setting a limit. Khalid, students should be allowed to play video games because they need to have entertainment. Their life can't always be dry. So with this one, Khalid, I would say that you do want to add maybe the word only. Students should only be allowed to play video games for entertainment, or because the way you phrased it is you're giving a reason, but you're not making a qualified claim. You're just making a claim there. So you would need to adjust that a little bit, all right, to make it a qualified claim. Students should be allowed to play video games if they did their chores and schoolwork, right? Good, qualified claim, all right? So all the qualified claim is doing is it's setting limits to, you know, when certain situations it's possible for something to be true or something to take place. Students should be allowed to play video games only if they did their homework and they need to entertain themselves. Good, Mohammed. And Sergely, students should be allowed to play video games only if they get their work done. Very good. Maurizio, students should be allowed to play video games when they finish their work. Good, another way of putting it. Excellent. Nathan, students should only be able to play video games if they have nothing else to do. Yes, very nice. Melissa, students should only be able to play video games only as a reward. I like that. Students shouldn't be allowed to play video games only if they've done what they're supposed to do. Good, Lewis. And Anthony, students should be allowed to play video games if they finish their upper assignments. Good, right? These are all good qualified claims, all right? Students should be allowed to play video games sometimes because they need a break from schoolwork. House chores shouldn't be able to play all the time. Yes, no, so Nayeli has given a beautiful, long qualified claim, all right, where she's really gone into some detail about what the limits are, right? Students shouldn't be allowed to play video games only if they've done everything else they need to do. Good, Marcus. Andres, students should be able to play video games if they did everything they need to do, right? So making a qualified claim is very easy, right? You just write the word only or the word if so that you're setting limits about when it's possible. Or you could just write when, okay? So you have to set that limit. That's all a qualified claim is, okay? So, and the reason we have qualified claims is because some issues are very, very complicated. All right, so genetic engineering is a complicated issue. And it's one of the reasons it's complicated is because what we mean by genetic engineering means different things to different people. And I'm going to go into that in a minute. But I have on the screen here, actually, it's actually a real website. It's called the Fertility Institutes. Right, it's based here in New York City, and if you can't have a baby, or if you want to choose the gender of your baby, or choose the eye color of your baby, right? Remember we did that when we played the, design your own baby game. You can actually go to the Fertility Institute if you have enough money, and say to them, I want to have a baby boy with blue eyes, right? It might cost you a lot of money. I don't know how much, but a lot. But they can actually arrange that for you. And you can see Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, they had a girl and they wanted a boy. So rumored that they went to the Fertility Institute so that they could have a boy. So it would be certain they would have a boy. All right. So this is a real thing in the world right now. Okay. So that is a form of genetic engineering. And as I said, genetic engineering is very, very complicated. So I'm just going to run you through different types of genetic engineering. So you'll see them on the screen here. They're also on the video that I made for the assignment today. So if you just have a natural baby, right, there's no genetic engineering involved. Okay, that's this example here. IVF is really for people who can't have babies naturally. Okay, and what happens is it stands for in vitro fertilization. It means that the baby is made basically in a petri dish outside the body. It gets the male and female genetic material. It gets combined together to make an embryo. The embryo is then put back into the mother, into her uterus, and she makes a baby. All right. IVF has been around for over 40 years. It is a form of genetic engineering, okay, because it's not a natural baby. And then you have the kind of selective IVF that we just talked about with Kim and Kanye, right? Where not only is the baby made outside the womb, but before they put the embryo back into the womb, right, they can selectively choose what embryo goes back into the womb by choosing an embryo which would have blue eyes or would be a boy or a girl. Okay, so that's selective IVF. The basic form of IVF, they just put an embryo back. Selective IVF is where you can actually choose certain traits. And at the moment, the Fertility Institute, the place that Kim and Kanye went, they only offer 2 possibilities right now: gender and eye color. Apparently, they are possibly going to offer in the future something like skin color, for example. Okay, so that's selective IVF. And then you have this thing that I didn't know about until I saw this show, Unnatural Selection, that Bashar was telling us about. And it's called 3-Person Baby, all right? And it's not legal in the United States. And that's where you have the IVF, like in these previous examples, but you also have another person, a woman, who contributes what's called mitochondrial DNA. It's a special form of DNA. So that's added to the genetic material from the mother and the father to make an embryo. And it's basically in cases where you have a genetic default or a genetic disease that's carried by the mother or the father. And so you have this extra person who adds their genetic material to make sure that the baby will be healthy. Okay, so that's called 3-Person Baby because in effect there are 3 parents here. Okay, the mother and the father, but also this other woman that adds healthy mitochondrial DNA. Okay, so that's called a 3-Person Baby. Not currently legal in very many places, not legal in the United States right now. I think in the show Unnatural Selection, it's legal in a place called Ukraine, which is in Europe. Okay, and then the most extreme form of genetic engineering is what's called CRISPR, where again you have genetic material taken from the mother and the father in a petri dish. But what makes this special is that the genetic scientist will edit the DNA. Okay, so they will actually cut out, actually a little bit like cutting and pasting if you're in a Word document, right? They just cut out certain genetic material. For example, if the mother or the father has some DNA that might cause a disease, they can cut that DNA out so that the baby will not have that disease. They can also, all right, add specific DNA connected with specific traits. For example, like if you want your baby to be really athletic or really intelligent, they can add that genetic material. Okay, and what makes CRISPR different than all these other kinds of genetic engineering is that it doesn't just affect the baby that is produced, it affects every baby, every generation going forward. Okay, so if this baby grew up to have a baby, it will affect that baby. And then if that baby in turn grew up and had a baby, it would affect that baby. Okay, so if you take out this genetic disease right back here at the beginning, it means that that genetic disease will never appear in any other generation going forward. It also means that if you decide that that baby is going to have blue eyes, it means that every other baby going forward is going to have blue eyes, or every other baby going forward is going to be super intelligent or super athletic, right? Because that gene is what's called put into the germ line. It means that that genetic material carries forward. Okay, it doesn't just stop with the first baby made, right? And CRISPR is not legal anywhere in the world right now, okay, on humans. And we will see when we look at, I think, an article next week although it's not legal, we know of at least, well, one case where it has actually been experimented on humans. And we're going to read about that next week. All right. So in the assignment today, I actually added this document, okay, which kind of explains some of the stuff I just went over. Okay, explains what a natural baby is, an IVF baby, selective IVF. And as I said, if you have Netflix, try and watch this show, Unnatural Selection. A lot of the stuff that I got for this was in that show, okay, especially three-person babies I didn't know about before. So it's a really good show. It's 4 episodes. I think each episode is about an hour, and it really does explain very well the different types of genetic engineering involved and some of the pros and cons of genetic engineering, right? So this is going to be really good if you can watch this before you write your argument essay after Christmas. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, that all kind of makes sense? All right. And genetic engineering is not just something that we do with babies, okay? So we have genetically engineered fruit. We have genetically engineered vegetables. And at some point, all of us are going to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Well, one of the vaccines, the AstraZeneca vaccine, is a genetically modified virus vaccine, all right? It's where they've taken a genetically modified version of the coronavirus and they've made that into a vaccine. It's completely safe, okay? But they've actually genetically modified, genetically engineered the virus so that it doesn't actually harm you when you get it, all right? That's what the vaccine does, okay? So genetic engineering is not just something that we do with human beings. Okay. All right, so what you had to do for the assignment today was, after you watched the video where I've just explained what we've just been talking about, is to go to this Padlet, okay, and you're going to make a qualified claim about genetic engineering. All right, now, a lot of you I know don't agree with genetic engineering in any form whatsoever. That's totally fine. The purpose of this assignment is just to be able to make a qualified claim, just like you did with the video example, right, with video games. So you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen in yellow is my original example for genetic engineering, where I said that CRISPR is irreversible. For this reason, babies should not be genetically modified. Okay, this is not a qualified claim because I'm saying that genetic engineering should never be allowed, all right? But on the left-hand side in pink, this is a a qualified claim, okay? Because I say CRISPR, the main technology involved in gene editing, is irreversible. For this reason, babies should only be genetically modified to select a healthy embryo, not other desirable traits that will be passed down from one generation to the next. So what this qualified claim is saying is that genetic engineering should only be allowed if it creates healthy babies, not if it creates desirable traits like athleticism or something. All right, so that's a qualified claim about genetic engineering. So that's what I wanted to do. Hello, who's that?
Oh, me, Bashar.
Yes, what's up?
Oh, why are they only doing it to like embryos and not people right now? With people with like cancer and stuff, why can't they just get rid of it right now?
So because I think one of the reasons is because they don't know what the consequences are, right? If they start playing around with genetic material, they don't know how that will affect generations going forward, right? So, you know, we all want a world in which these serious diseases don't exist, right? The problem is that we don't know what will happen in the future if we just cut out that gene. How will it affect other genes that we have? Okay, it may be you cut out the gene that causes heart disease, all right? But we don't have such a good understanding of the human body, possibly, where we know what the knock-on effect of that change will be. And that's why people are a little bit concerned about doing this kind of stuff, right?
And for the vaccine, a lot of people say they don't want to take it because of how fast the vaccine was made.
Yes, that's a good point, right? The vaccine, normally vaccines take something like 10 years to make. This vaccine's been made in less than a year, all right? And a lot of people say that, you know, we have to be a little bit wary about whether this vaccine is safe or not, okay? The good thing about the vaccines is that they do a lot of testing. The current vaccines which are being on the market now, they will have tested on 30,000 people by the time and it gets made available. And they do lots of tests to make sure it's safe. All right. We're probably not going to get the vaccine until, well, for you guys, it may not be until February, March, April time until you get the vaccine. Now, you might say, well, you know, why can't we get it sooner? The good thing about not getting it earlier is that you know it's going to be safe by the time you guys get it, which is a good thing. But also you're less likely to get the virus anyway. So there's a good thing for that as well. But you shouldn't, I know a lot of you maybe are concerned about the vaccine, but I think you should be relatively safe about the vaccine.
If school's open, we have to take the vaccine.
So they won't, I don't think they're going to make you take the vaccine. All right. I don't think they can make you take the vaccine. It's going to be up to you. The problem you might have is what they might say is that schools, you know, you can only go into the school building if you've taken the vaccine. I don't know if that's the case, right? I don't know what will happen with that. But I don't really know at the moment what will happen with students with taking the vaccine. But that's going to be a couple of months down the road from now. So,
okay, thank you.
I'm going to get it. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to get it. But I don't know when that will be. I'm just going to wait my turn. Any other questions?
Mr. Wook, I have another call to go to.
Okay, yeah, I know you guys have got to go. I think we're done now anyway. I just wanted to say a couple of you have done this Padlet already, but the claims that you made were not really qualified claims. So I think that was, who was that I saw made that mistake? I think it was, I can't remember. I emailed you. I sent you a message in chat. So I'm going to let you change your claim to a qualified claim, all right, when you do your Padlet. So you can change that if you want. I think there was a couple of people who did that. Other than that, I think we're done. We will play another game on Friday. I haven't decided what that will be. We'll have a look at what people wrote down. Anybody have any questions?
No.
All right. So I know you guys, sorry, we ran over time. It's going to snow in a few hours. Maybe when we see you on Friday, it'll be all white.
It should snow in like an hour.
Oh, it's an hour? Okay, all right. And it's going to snow right through until tomorrow, I believe. Okay. So everybody keep safe, keep warm, and I'll see you guys on Friday.
I'll see you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sana. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Mr. Wick.
Bye. Thanks for doing your.
I still can't believe how close I was to winning and I lost.
You were very close to winning, yes.